Welcome everyone, today we have a special leveling guide in Diablo 4. So in this video, what I want to show you guys is, if you look carefully at my experience for my alt character, there is a number of new ways to level up super quickly, and I was able to get to level 50 within 1 hour from level 1 to 50. So what I want to do in this video is, I'll quickly show you guys the experience. It is insane experience if you use this method, and notice here I was able to get to level 50 within 1 hour. And here I want to prepare some detailed notes for you guys in several ways. The first part of the video, we're looking to how to level your alts. And this could be really good if you want to try a different class and also play differently. And I'll give you some tips and some time frames of how you can be leveling your alts very quickly to level 50, level 70, 80 and also 90. Now on the second part of the video, as you guys know, with the latest update, we now get about 79.6% more experience with all the nightmare dungeons. And this is wonderful, right? So over here, we have had some of the previous top ranked nightmare dungeons is now working perfectly. Now we do have a video to talk about this one, and I'll briefly talk about those and also new dungeons you should be farming. Because a lot of the players have been getting ultra rare items. So this is one of the Chinese players who actually got an ultra rare ring that is from farming nightmare dungeons, just leveled out the count. So you can see this particular ultra rare ring with resource cost spending reduction is only a level 60. So he got this one from the nightmare dungeons. And we do have a list of dungeons you should be farming. So on the second part of the video, we're briefly looking into what you can do with the nightmare dungeons with the latest update. Whether you're going for glyph farming, whether you're going for character experience glyph farming, or just experience. And what are the best ways, best levels you should be farming, and also best locations for you to have experience, glyph experience, and also increased drop rate of ultra rare items. So stay tuned for the second part if you plan to farm for more items and also more loots. Now coming over to our first part of the video. As you guys can see, I have just started making my new druid, and I tested the druid for about 1 to 2 hours. It is insanely fast to level up a new character. The first thing you should do, guys, is make sure you have selected campaign ready available. And once you have done this, you should be getting a friend to help you to clear the first 2 capstone dungeons. You can do this one as early as level 1. And once your friend help you clear the capstone dungeons, which I'll show you guys very soon on the notes where to find them, and then you can be doing the nightmare dungeons for World 4. And this can boost your level up super fast. So notice here, having my friend helping me clear both of the world tier difficulties, at level 13, I could go to world difficulty 4. And this was done within about 20 minutes of the first gameplay. So what happens here is, I stand in front of the blind burrows at the world difficulty 4. So the monsters levels are scaled to level 73, while my friend is helping me to kill the monsters. So 2/3 here is helping me a lot. I even got some of my guildmates to join me to benefit from the experience farming. Now do keep in mind, guys, I'm doing this one to level 50. I'll explain very soon, because if you do the nightmare dungeons now, you are not benefiting from getting glyph experience. And the scaling for the dungeons at the current level for 73 for world difficulty 4, it is pretty good from level 1 to level 50. And as you guys can see, within about 40 minutes, I was level 50. So within 1 hour, I went from level 1 to level 50. Now over here, I have some notes for you guys from leveling the alts. And what I do as usual is, I'll see if the guys at Mobilitics can make this as a written guide for you guys as well. So you can see there are some notes. Now just a small notice, guys, if you cannot find friends to help you with those capstone dungeons and also the initial leveling from level 1 to level 50, there are 2 ways of doing this. So yes, you can be asking your clanmates and see if any of your friend lists can help you. If they really can't help you, if you come over to our Discord, we now have different services for capstone parties, for different split parties, and also doing things for free, and also you can be hiring people to help you carry through. Now the cost of gold is about 5 million to go through level 1 to level 50 if you look into the tab for looking for help. Sometimes people will do this for free, so keep that in mind. Now you can find similar services on the official Discord. So here you can see there are boosting service people are selling and also buying. You can see the price for those dungeons are a little bit higher than usual compared to our Discord, but those are okay too. So you can see there says if you do certain dungeons, certain ways of capstones, those are the price of running those dungeons. I don't recommend getting the boost all the time because you still want to enjoy the game itself. But if you don't have your friends at the time, and you still want to play alt character, this is definitely an option. So if you come over to my game, you can see I'm level 55 with my alt druid, and I only played this druid less than 2 hours. So let me go onto my main account and let's keep going with the experience guide. Now, it's a small reminder for the 2 capstone dungeons. So the first capstone dungeon for World Difficulty 3 is located over here, the Cathedral of Light. You can be clearing this from level 1 with your friend. Just stand at the front of the door and you'll be done. Now the second dungeon is going to be the Fallen Temple. It is located over here. Make sure you guys are on the right difficulty for World 3 to be clearing this. You cannot see this one on World 4 difficulty, so keep that in mind. Your friend or the helper who's helping you should set the right difficulty for clearing those dungeons. So World Difficulty 2 for this one, and then World Difficulty 3 for this one that is located over here. And make sure, if you guys still can't find it, search for the names over here for those capstone dungeons. Now, if you guys remember, one of the things I mentioned earlier is that the nightmare dungeons now give tremendous a lot more experience. And after level 50, you can definitely start looking into this. And one of the reasons you want to do this after level 50 is you can see that when the alt character or the second character you have, or any characters you have before level 50, if you go to nightmare dungeons, you're not getting the glyph experience. So you're kind of losing out. So this is why I level to level 50 within 1 hour, then we come over to the nightmare dungeons with a hyper boosted experience. Now, if you guys haven't subscribed, it is a really good time to do so, because I'll be covering tons of Diablo 4 related topics and also videos and also guides. We'll be looking to the top meta builds, non-meta builds, leveling up, and also Paragon tricks. We're also looking to the latest events and also official updates and also changes to different characters and also different builds in the game. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and also turn the notification on, because a lot of you who are watching the videos have not subscribed. You can see 80% of the viewers who are watching our videos have not subscribed, so make sure you subscribe to stay tuned for the latest update for Diablo 4. So now let's come over to our second part. Now I know I'm skipping a bit of notes, I'll come back to those and explain why. So one of the previous videos, I have listed my top 8 nightmare dungeons. Now I have tried some other dungeons and usually those top 8 are my best dungeons. And if you're watching this video, have a look at the tips for each of the dungeons. Sometimes they take a little bit delayed. So you can see that for each of the dungeons, I have provided timestamp for you guys, and also at the start of the dungeon, I'll give you guys a briefing of what happens in this dungeon and why is it good. Now, since the making of this video, I have removed Cold Dragon replaced with Marwood, but now notice I'm adding new dungeons to the list. So for this second part, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to cater for everything that is farmable in the nightmare dungeons. Now, if you get just looking for the glyph experience and also want to skip everything in the dungeon, guys, go for my top 8 dungeons. Those works wonderfully. You can clear most of the dungeons in under 3 minutes, and this gives you so much glyph experience, it is incredible. Now, since the update of the latest change to the nightmare dungeons, we can teleport to the dungeons, and me and my friends has been testing a method of clearing all the monsters in the dungeon, or most of them. And this usually provides about 1.7 minute experience per run, and this is pretty tremendous. Now, if you guys remember one of the previous videos, we talked about one of the nice Excels made by one of our friends on Reddit. So here I'll also share his Reddit post and also the Excel. You can see that for this Excel, it also shows you what items will be boosted in terms of the monster family that will be dropping. So if you're just farming for experience and also for glyph experience, and you plan to do the clear all method, so here we're going to clear out all the monsters, most of the monsters in the dungeon within 5 to 6 minutes with at least 2 minutes split. I'll explain very soon. So if you're doing this method, and if you follow any of the Excel or ranking guide for nightmare dungeons, I think most of the dungeons are okay. I actually ran most of the dungeons as from S tier to C tier. They are very similar for clear monsters. Just avoid Black Asylum and you should be really good for farming experience and also glyph experience. Now, if you guys have seen my previous videos, and I'll make some of the replays to show you guys very soon, we tend to have a 2-minute split to farm experience and also to help friends leveling. And this is really good because 2 high-level players can be splitting into clearing out different content, grabbing different items and also objectives, while 2 other players can be leveling up as we clear the content. So here, some players are getting character experience, while the high-level players are also getting glyph experience. And we're also getting the bonus loot for farming those dungeons. Now, on the topic of bonus loot, you might be wondering, what do I mean by bonus loot? So make sure you are playing the tier 33 or 32 over dungeons to make sure the monster levels in the dungeons are over 85. And this is the latest post from the developers. One of the Chinese players was able to get Ultra Rare Ring at a very low level. Notice this ring is at level 60, and this is one of the rings that reduce your cost by up to 40%. And he was playing a nightmare dungeon to level as he take a ride in the car. This is how they call it. It's like a nightmare bus. 3 players are carried by 1 player. And once you clear the dungeons with 32 or 31 difficulty, as long as the monster above 85 of levels, you have a chance of dropping those items. Now in our previous videos, we took this one step further. So here you can see that we're actually farming for the Harlequin's Quest or the Shackle. You can see for the helmet, those are the 4 maps that will give you a boosted helmet drop rate. Now this is not saying you'll have an increased unique drop rate, but rather if you're to get ultra rare unique, and then this will have a higher chance of giving you a helmet over the other uniques. There are currently 6 uniques in total, 2 of them are helmets, and this will help you to get your Shackle. Now similarly, there is 1 unique sword, and there's also 1 unique 2-handed sword. So to combine this, if you guys are looking for ultra rare dungeons to be farming, you should be keeping those 5 dungeons for the highest chance of dropping those items. So together with my top 8 dungeons, now I have additional 5 dungeons I'll be keeping, and also I'll be farming for those ultra rare items. Now finally, I have made a video to talk about the new, the trick to reset and also have infinite magic find out of sigils for the dungeons. Well, this one's a little tricky. Personally, myself, I'm too scared to use it because I'm scared, I don't want to get banned, I don't want to get you guys in trouble. But at the same time, I have heard itself that my friends are farming this one incredibly fast. They are resetting the blind borrows infinite times and they're getting so much more experience from this. Well, it's a balance, right? Do you want to risk this or do you not? So I would recommend trying this one if you guys are brave enough, but at the same time, just farming normally, guys, give you so much more experience. So it is your choice. I usually present to you with all the information. Just be a little careful. So you guys make the decision on this one. But just keep in mind, guys, farming normally on those nightmare dungeons give tons of experience. And what you want to do is, you want to make sure the monsters are 3 levels above of you. And this will give you the 25% bonus hitting experience. Now the optimal level is to have monsters about 10 levels or within 10 levels above of you. And this ideally will give you the highest experience as you farm, as you level up. So for a level 50 character, I'm looking for tier 1 to tier 7 nightmare dungeons. Now before we finish, as a time frame summary and also an overall summary, I want to go through some of the notes over here. So I try to say that we can get to level 100 within the first 24 hours. So here's a small summary. So the first hour, you get to level 50. The next 12 to 20 hours, you are trying to reset dungeons or go through nightmare dungeons to farm through the bonus experience. And once you can farm this yourself, then you are looking to get to level 100 in 1 to 2 days time because of the latest boost to the experience to nightmare dungeons. Now this is assuming you're playing like 24 hours a day, guys, so keep in mind. I'm not expecting you guys to do this, and it's too crazy to do this, right? So make sure you have some sleep and also have some rest. It's okay to take 1 to 2 days or 1 to 3 days. So don't force yourself to get too tired, but it is doable with the latest boost of experience to get insanely high level using this method. Now finally, a small advice for players who is trying to level their second character, or if this is your first character. So I mentioned earlier, you can be buying runs from our Discord or maybe finding free runs, and also go to our official Discord to find different runs and also different helpers. But what if you don't have the gold? Well, one of the best ways is to be selling those runs and finding those runs yourself. So ideally, you want to have a particular build for you in mind so that in the mid game around level 70 to level 80, you can have a fully functional build. And this allows you to use the crafted codexes and also things that's not too dependent on the unique items. And this way, firstly, you can get help to level 65. And as you get more items and more gears, you can even consider selling your runs to get more gold as you level up. So this is definitely optional, and you can be considering this as you get levels and also as you play nightmare dungeons. Now before you go, and if you guys didn't know, we have a new YouTube channel. And if you guys haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe and check out the behind the scenes and also fun clips and also more stories about us. And then you get to know me a little more personally instead of just reading the news and also the games, right? So I want to share a little bit more with you guys. So make sure you check this channel out if you're interested about Matt and also Uni. She's really funny too, and she's really shy. So I want to give her a surprise and do a shout out for the new channel to get some subscribers. Thank you guys. I'll see you guys next time.